What's going on, Jerome's? As a Minnesota Vikings fan, we have this constant raging against the machine of the national media jabroni haircuts, but sometimes what they have to say, it does unfortunately make a little bit of sense. And long story longer, getting into Eric Kendricks. One of the best off-ball linebackers in the National Football League, if not the best in coverage, and I absolutely love him. I've been with the Vikings for a long time. Him and Anthony Barr, the UCLA Bruin connection, but with Anthony Barr potentially leaving, new scheme and regime coming in, and Eric Kendricks getting a little bit older, as well as having a large base salary this year, what's going to happen with him? So NFL.com's analytics writer Cynthia Frelund went into depth on Kendrick's contract and listed him on the restructure or release top 8 NFC players to keep an eye on or whatever. So Kendrick's cap number this year is $13.53 million. Now, yes, this would all make this is all not a factor if Cousins does something with his cap number, but is what it is. Kendrick's dead cap, $5.96 million. Part of that's prorated signing bonus, as well as he's already had a restructure. Vikings are estimated to be around $16 million over the 2022 cap. But of course, hashtag cap's a myth. Yes, this is what she wrote. Minnesota has several potential subjects for this piece, but Kendricks edges out the others based on how the regime change might impact the Roosters. I don't even know why I read Rooster. Anyway, the defense's operation. Next gen stats, and I both agree he's a valuable piece. Finally, getting some damn respect around here. In fact, he's one of just 4 players, along with Bobby Wagner, Levante David, Mario Davis, who eclipses 40 QB pressures, 350 defensive snaps in the next-gen stats era, going back to 2016. But his cap hit is robusto, ranking 8th among all off-ball linebackers. And the new guys might look to relocate some of those funds. Now, 8th in cap hit for off-ball linebackers when he's easily top 3 and he's probably not 3, I have no problem with that. But Kendricks still has some gas left in the tank, man. And this is not talking about Kendricks at 32 or 33 years old. We're talking about Kendricks who just turned 29. Happy belated birthday, by the way. And he's in year 4 of his 5-year, $50 million extension that he signed back in the day. He's already restructured once, like we mentioned. That's why his dead cap number is pretty high, but his $9.15 million base salary is not fully guaranteed. But the problem is there's only 2 years left on his deal to spread out a restructure unless you add some void years. So even if they take $8 million of his $9.15 million base salary this year and then split that into a roster bonus, you still carry 4 this year, you carry 4 next year. So you save around $4 million and change. So we'll see. And also, I don't think that there is too much trade value in terms of off-ball linebackers. It's just not a very highly valued position, even though, of course, we've seen that Kendricks is a difference maker on this defense. He's a captain in everything but name and everything but having that C on his chest. He's one of the great playmakers in the middle of this defense, and he's a great leader as well. But, I mean, cons, he hasn't played a full season since 2017, and the Vikings have been porous against the run, even with Pearson, Tomlinson, and Kendricks out there. And scheme change could impact him, because even though you're going to cater your scheme, the Vikings are going to be a multiple defense, according to O'Connell and Donatel, and Kendricks is still going to have value even in a 3-4 or a 3-3-5, obviously, but it won't be the same. It won't be the same as it was where the defense was seemingly tailor-made for Eric Kendricks, who was allowed to thrive those number of seasons here with the Vikings. And I don't know. Now, I would be shocked if the Vikings just straight up cut Kendricks. I think that a restructure or maybe even a small extension, his 2022 cap hit, does make a lot of sense, because I think that he still has 2-3 years left of his prime, but the cupboard isn't exactly bare behind him, because you do have 3rd round pick Chaz Surratt in there. You do have Blake Lynch, who I think is going to be a great player in this league. You still have Troy Dye, the 24th round pick, Connolly and Tough Borland there. So there is depth behind Eric Kendricks if they do decide to make a move on him. But I don't know, like, it's not really nostalgia. I understand that you have to build for the team now and the team going forward, but not having Eric Kendricks as part of that and just cutting him just to save a couple million in cap space when you could make the money elsewhere, I don't get it. I would not be on board with that. So keep Eric Kendricks with the Vikings long term, even though I do understand where Frelund is coming from in this piece. So this is not just a raging against the national media jabroni haircuts in this one. Like, I do understand where she's coming from with potentially restructuring or cutting Kendricks. But I mean, there's other ways to free up that money. Kirk, one time, but because the Vikings defense is going through a monumental change that we haven't seen in the better part of a decade here. And if they moved on from Kendricks, that'd be a clean break. I don't know, man. But your thoughts are thoughts. NFL.com, Cynthia Frelund projects Eric Kendricks as a cut or restructure candidate. Let us know your thoughts on our thoughts, on her thoughts in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support the work? Put a little something in the Venmo. But until next time, Skol, production value.